Evening YouTube. So I'm having a first test tonight with the realistic STA-20 receiver because this one has just been repaired on my other channel. So tonight I've got the solid speakers connected up to it. And I've just been testing all the inputs on it, make sure they are all working good, and they all are. And I've been testing the balance and the treble and the bass and everything. And everything on this realistic seems to be working 100%. The only thing I've not tried on it yet is the phono input. So it's come up really nice, this realistic. All the front and that has cleaned up lovely, because this one did look in a bit of a state when I got it, only because it was very dirty, the front of this realistic. But look at it now, she has come up lovely. And it has had a new set of LED bulbs put in it, because when I got it only one bulb was working. So it's had a full set of LEDs put in this one, green LEDs they are that have gone in there. So I've got these, they are Bowers and Wilkins solid speakers. I've got them connected up to it because these are the speakers I always use for a first test. Ignore them ones at the bottom, they are a set of mission speakers, but I'm just using them as like little stands, they are not connected up. And then I've got my Arcam Alpha CD player plugged into the back of the realistic, and I have been listening through this lot tonight. So I've had some Billy Joel, some Nina Simone, some Blondie, the Blues Brothers soundtrack, Shuckademus and Pliers, and Jazz Moods. So I've had a bit of all sorts going through this tonight. And it does actually sound pretty good, this little realistic, for what it is. Because this is not a big money receiver, this is a cheap little receiver, and it's not very powerful. This realistic is 7 watts per channel, and it was made in 1975. So it's very low powered, this one, 7 watts per channel. But I tell you what, I've been listening to it tonight. It's quite hard to believe that this is 7 watts per channel. But that's what it says on Hifi engine. So it must be 7 watts per channel. But it really does seem a lot more powerful than that. I've had it turned up a little bit tonight, and this thing has got power in it. Like, I haven't had it cranked right up flat out. But I did have it turned up a little bit because I went out in the kitchen and made myself something to eat, and I had Nina Simone CD playing, so I turned it up so I could listen to it in the kitchen. And it was quite loud. I only had it up about 12 o'clock. I had it about halfway up, and this little realistic was really pumping. I was out in the kitchen thinking that's got to be more than 7 watts. And I was getting no distortion out of it or nothing like that. It was sounding really good while I was out in the kitchen with a bit of Nina Simone playing and cranked up a little bit. The little realistic was really having it for 7 watts per channel. So I don't know how accurate their wattage reading was back in the 70s, because this one does seem more powerful than that. And the one it's sitting on, that one underneath it, that Pioneer SX434, that is 15 watts per channel. But I tell you what, that thing seems so much more powerful than 15 watts. So I'm not sure how accurate the watts readings are on these old 70s receivers, because I've got 3 of them, all rated at 15 watts. This Pioneer SX434, a Sansui 310 and a Rotel RA310. They're all 15 watts, but that Pioneer is twice the power of the other two. Oh, that's what it seems like, 'cause it's really loud, that Pioneer, for 15 watts. And this realistic seems really loud for 7 watts. And it's got a really good bit of deep bass going on, this realistic. It really has. That's what's impressed me with it a little bit tonight, is the bass. I'm getting some really low notes out of this realistic, which I wouldn't be getting out of a lot of receivers or amps in this same sort of price bracket as this realistic, because I had the Chuckademus and Pliers CD in. So some of the tracks on that have got a really deep bass line to them. And this realistic really was giving me all the bass. And I know these solid speakers, they are not the world's greatest speakers for bass, but I am getting some deep bass out of them tonight, so I know this little realistic has got some really deep bass to it. So if I connect this realistic up to a set of speakers with a much bigger bass driver in them, I know this little realistic will really get some good bass out of them. And the top end's good on this realistic. It's got a very lively top end on it. You can hear it all going on. It's really lively. It's a good sounding top end on this realistic. Now, it might not be the most detailed top end that you have ever heard, but it's only a little cheap receiver. But I'm not listening to it thinking, oh, them vocals didn't sound right, or them cymbals sounded a bit off. I'm not doing none of that with this realistic. I'm listening to it and I am really happy with it. It's not doing anything bad whatsoever. It's doing a good job with everything. It really is. And that's why I use these solid speakers when I first listen to something, because I know these speakers inside out. So when I connect these up to something, if something is doing a bad job on a particular part of a track, I will know it is. Because I know them CDs there inside out. So I know the speakers inside out, I know them CDs inside out. And tonight, this realistic has been doing a really good job with all of them. And I was really happy about that tonight, because in the back of my head I was thinking that when I start listening to this realistic, I might find it a little bit disappointing, because it's been years since I've listened to one of these STA-20s, because I had one when I was a kid and I used to really like my little realistic. I used to use it loads and I thought it was a really good sounding little receiver. But I have had some really good sounding amps and receivers since then. So tonight, although I was really looking forward to listening to this realistic, I did sort of think I'm gonna think it doesn't sound that good and be disappointed with it. But I wasn't, and I was really happy about that. I'd only played 3 or 4 tracks and I was thinking to myself, you know what, this realistic is pretty decent. And I think James is in for a bit of a shock when he listens to this, because we was speaking about it the other day and we was both laughing, saying, I bet when we get that realistic going and first start using it, we're going to think, oh, how did we think that thing was good when we was kids? And we was really laughing about that. But after spending tonight listening to it, we was right to think this thing was good when we was kids, because it has got a good sound to it for what it is. Let's not get carried away. This is not going to sound as good as that Harman Kardon 930 that I got the other day, or that Marantz 1050 that I got the other day. It's not going to sound like them two. But it's not in the same league as them two. This is a really cheap little receiver that you can get hold of second hand for not a lot of money. So when you bear that in mind, this really is a good sounding little one. Or at least it has been tonight, connected up to these solid speakers. 'Cause it might not sound so good when I connect it up to them Kefs or them Bang& Olustons. It might not sound that good. No, I'm going to change that. It might not sound that good on them Kefs, because I think this one is going to sound really good through them Bang& Olustons. The way it's been delivering deep bass and a nice top end through these solids tonight, I think the little realistic really will sound good on them Bang& Olustons. Now, it's not going to be a party amp, this realistic, is it? It is only 7 watts per channel, so if you want something to shake the room and have a jump around to, then this one, it just hasn't got the power for that. But for like this close-up listening, what I'm doing tonight, that 7 watts per channel is plenty enough power for that. Or if you've got a little tiny bedroom or a little tiny lounge or something like that, and you just want music at a normal volume, then this realistic has got plenty of power in it for that. Or like in your kitchen, you just want some tunes going in your kitchen while you're cooking dinner or something like that. This realistic's powerful enough to do that. And my kitchen here is not that big, so I'd be able to have a party in my kitchen with this realistic. So I've really enjoyed my night with this little receiver tonight. I really have. It sounds much better than I thought it was going to. It does sound as good as I remember it sounding. It's got a really nice bit of deep bass to it. The top end is good, the mid-range is good. It is delivering everything you want, this receiver. And tonight, when I had that Nina Simone CD in, yeah, it really was doing a good job with that CD. It sounded like a much more expensive receiver than what it actually is. Same with Billy Joel. It done a good job with Billy Joel. And I had that Blues Brothers soundtrack in, and I had Cab Calloway, Minnie the Moocher. It done a fantastic job with that track. So I'm going to give it to the little realistic tonight for the money on these solid speakers. This realistic is worth every penny. So thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and I shall see you next time.